Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whenever you're watching this. But hello to my lovely graduates in class. And my name is Jodi Scholes. I am your instructor for the MBLEx review class, and today we are doing major muscles. This has been a request. This is a brand new class. I haven't taught it before. It's not in the online learning center, and so I am excited to bring it to you. And see if how this format works for you. So we do this class in 3 parts. The first part is we talk a little bit about the actual test. We demystify taking the MBLEx. The second session, the second part of this class, is we go into the learning. And then typically the third part is we dissect questions. But today's class is formatted all around questions. And I'm going to show you the source. I'm going to show you some tools, some places to go. I'll put that in the link in the chat, and I'll also put it in the description in the links below. So welcome to Major Muscles. And what we were just talking about is people who have recently taken the test, or people who have recently been in touch with people who've taken the test. And you may be hearing about this trend. And that is probably in about 2 years. So we're looking, out, that the MBLEx is going to combine both 4 multiple choice questions and 3 multiple choice questions. So 3 and 4 questions on the actual responses. But as of right now, that is not the case. So as of right now, that is not the case. It is still 4 multiple choice questions, and that's what we're basing our study sessions on as well. So the Federation of State Massage Therapy Boards are the people who facilitate this test. They oversee it. And there are many, many, many longtime instructors who are test question writers. So the Federation does not write their own questions. They have a team of people that they invite to answer, to create questions and create those answers. So as much as I'd like to point the finger at the Federation on the type of test this is, part of it is the questions that are being written. So, and so we're going to take a look at some of those today. So as a reminder, I'd just like to give you a little confidence and a little insight into taking your MBLEx. Reminder that if you haven't taken it before, you will need to be there 30 minutes early. And something that I've noticed lately with the students that I'm with, you're not students, you're graduates, by the way. You're not students, you're graduates. So I like to call you graduates. And you're studying, but as graduates, you're studying. So, but what some of the graduates have been telling me that I've been tutoring with, they have said that they often take their practice exams on their phone. Guys, let's make it a real simulation. So don't be doing practice tests on your phone. It's a screen this big, right? So also, I need you to be in a space to simulate, to pretend that this is actually your MBLEx. So you'll be taking the MBLEx on a PC. Take your practice exams on a PC. Wear clothes that are going to be comfortable because you're going to be sitting. Don't do this and don't do your practice exams in the car. Don't do your practice exams with the distractions. Carve out at least 2 hours. Close the door. Turn off your phone or silence your phone. Take your practice exams at the same time of day that you think that you've scheduled your test or that you think you'll schedule your test. See when you do better. I mean, are you doing better at 9 o'clock in the morning than you are at 9 o'clock at night? take these things into consideration as you schedule your exam. And simulate to the best of your ability when that the exact times, the exact days, like Tuesdays at noon, Tuesdays at 2, Tuesdays at 4. So I think you see what I'm saying. So go ahead and replicate to the best of your ability the time, the day, the circumstances, using a PC, dressing in comfortable clothes, having 2 hours at least to complete this exam, doing it at the time of day you think you'll be taking your test. And these are ways that you get ready, that you get your brain ready to take the test. Make sense? All right. Let's move into our topic for the day. Major muscles. So it's major muscle anatomy. And what I thought I would do before we actually get into the questions, because the class form today is a little different. These are going to be questions that identify major muscles. And you're going to be asked to identify major muscles. All right. But before we do that, I'm going to share my screen with sound. And this is so goofy. It's so goofy, I loved it. First of all, before we go any further, I want to recognize registerednursern.com. If you like the format today, I'm going to go ahead and put that link in the chat and in your recording. But you can take this exam, you can take this quiz right from registerednursern.com, and this is what it's going to look like. But I just want to acknowledge that this is where I got the inspiration for our class today. Thank you very much to whomever is behind this website. But this is what I want to show you. Talk to me in the chat. Hello, everyone. So here is the chat. And could you guys please confirm in the chat, because I can't really see you, that you can see a guy with a beard and a purple tie? Or can you still see the RN? Oh, yay, good, all right. Just want to make sure if I switch screens. Thank you, excellent. All right, it's only 4 minutes, but this is a goofy song that is going to help you remember your anatomy.
There are major muscles that you need to know, so without delay, let's give it a go. Your Latissimus Dorsi forms the width of your back. It causes arm extension, and that's a fact. The trapezius muscles on the top of your back, it moves the scapula bone, and it looks kind of whack. The rhomboid retracts your shoulder blade, which is really helpful when you throw a grenade. The deltoid muscles are found on your shoulders. These arm abductors look like fleshly boulders. The infraspinatus helps rotate your arm, and it secures the shoulder, keeping it from harm. On the front of your arm, you have a biceps that peaks. When it flexes the elbow, it'll make the lady shriek. Under your biceps is the brachialis. This forearm flexor helps you drink from a chalice. On the back of your arm, you've got a triceps too. It causes forearm extension, and it's shaped like a horseshoe. Brachioradialis is a forearm muscle. It causes forearm flexion so that you can tussle. The pectoralis major muscles make up your chest. Arm adduction and flexion is what they do best. Under the pecs is the Serratus Anterior. It rotates arms up away from your posterior. The Rectus Abdominis flex your spine, and when you do sit-ups, your abs will look fine. On the sides of your abs are your obliques. They help rotate the trunk so you can turn the other cheek. The gluteus maximus makes up your booty. It extends the thigh because that's its duty. Quadriceps femoris is on the front of your thigh. It extends the knee so you can jump really high. The Vastus Lateralis is on the outside, while the medialis is close to your fly. The intermedius lies between them like this, and it's covered over by the Rectus Femoris. On the back of the thigh, your hamstrings flex the knee. It consists of 3 muscles, as you can see. Biceps Femoris has 2 heads that split, and the semitendinosus is medial to it. The semimembranosus is deeper still, and that makes it so much harder to feel. These final muscles make up your calf. There are two main ones, so let's break them in half. The gastrocnemius causes plantar flexion, helps you stand on your toes and walk in any direction. The soleus muscle is underneath that. It causes plantar flexion and it's really flat. Now if you like this video, then join our tribe. Click that little red button that reads subscribe.
All right. How funny was that? Oh my goodness, right? So silly. I will send you the link, and but it's awesome. It's just now yeah, I know it's so fun, right? So with leg extension, so the booty, right? Your glute maximus, your glutey booty, it is in behind. But did you notice? Oh, look at all these comments. I know it's so fun. So did you notice that he started with his leg out in front of him? So if you're sitting or you're in a position where you can just straighten your leg, but you bring it back, that is still leg extension. So normally we think of anatomical position, right? So anatomical position and extension of the leg, activating the glute would bring your leg back, right? So booty, glutey, you bring your leg back. Well, even if your leg is out front, the action of bringing it back, it's not starting in the midline. If it's out in front of you, the action of bringing it back is still extension. Just wanted to point that out because that can be a little confusing at times. So now that you've had your fun review, we're going to go into our questions. All right, we're in the slideshow. There we go. All right. So let's put us over here, and that way you can see. Oops. All right, so welcome. I think this is probably gonna be better over here. There we go. All right. So welcome, welcome, welcome. This is a brand new look at the major muscles. By request from many of my graduates, there have been a request to review the major muscles that we're gonna need to know. 680 muscles altogether, but you do not need to know all 680. Here's our start. All right, so we watched our video. In this actual recording, there are your sources. And again, like I mentioned, I'll put them in the description so that you can get back to the video and you can get back to that registerednursern.com quiz. That's where I've drawn most of this material from. All right, and this is what it's going to look like. We're going to get through probably 12 questions over the next few minutes, but this is what we're going to be focused on today, a review of those major muscles. All right, so you guys look like you're able to do a lot of chatting. I got some great feedback on the video. Let's see. Identify the muscle labeled number 1 right here in the upper right-hand corner. Go ahead and throw it in the chat when you're ready so you can see that this is the muscle we're referring to. This is the V. Let's see. Oh, got lots. Oh, let's see. And, oh, you guys are good. Latissimus dorsi. Yes, you will need to know the latissimus dorsi. This is a major muscle, one of the major muscle groups, major muscles that you'll need to know. And think about what it does. It actually extends the arms. We saw this in the video, right? It's the wrong way. Let's do like so. Whoop. Oh no, I guess it is this way. So extending the arms, right? It helps to extend. So if our arms are straight out in front of us and we go into extension, feel that latissimus dorsi working. Pulling those arms down, going from here to here. And that's why when we do exercise, if you've been in the gym, it's the lat pull down machine, right? So we pull down. Makes sense. All right. Action of that muscle, latissimus dorsi. All right. Identify the muscle labeled number 2. Number 2. It's making this weird shape. Boom, 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 boom. I'm seeing. Let's see. I'm gonna wait for a few more people to answer. What you got? What you got? Nice. Yes, the letter. Ooh, let me show you. That is the trapezius muscle. Did you get it? Yes, excellent. Thank you. So yes, the trapezius muscle. Normally I've got a high left trap. This is a great example of postural analysis as well. So if you're straight on at the camera, this is where we see the traps. And can you see how this attachment is right here? And then this attachment is right here? Yeah, that's one way we do postural analysis on the trapezius. We can see it. So from anatomical position, you can see the attachment point. And so you may want to say, to your client, do you like work on your trapezius muscle? Part of our postural analysis, elevated from anatomical position. All right, good. All right, major muscle anatomy. Identify the muscle that is number 3. Number 3. Right in here, guys. What you got? Woo, look at y'all. I'm watching these answers come in. Doom, 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 doom. Nice. All right, let me give a little shout out. Great job, Lynn. Yes, Sophie. Hey, Soph. I forget who's Trey, but Alicia, hey. Yes, Betsy, good. Riva, yes. Charlotte, yes. Shatrice, yes. Very good. Let's take a peek. The deltoid muscle. And the deltoid muscle protects the shoulder. Where am I? Right here. Protects the shoulder, right? Protects that shoulder from harm, stabilizes the shoulder. We have an anterior, a medial, and a posterior delt. So 3 sections of that muscle. Each are responsible for a little bit of a different movement, but its major function is to protect the shoulder because that shoulder joint is so open, right? So the hip joint with the acetabulum, like really tight. The hip joint is in there and it doesn't go anywhere. With the shoulder, it's more wide open. And so that deltoid helps to protect and keep that in. All right, identify the muscle labeled number 4. Where's number 4? There we go, number 4. All right, so we're looking right on here. It was in your video. Be careful. Be careful. Let's see. Oh, you guys are good. Yes. Do you see the little trick in there? Uh-huh. You are seeing it because you guys are getting the right answer. Yes. Yes. Very good. The little trick in there. So it's the biceps, right? But it's the biceps brachii because that's what's on our arm. Where is the biceps femoris? Hint, it is in the name. Where is the biceps femoris? Yes, Betsy, that's right. You see the word femur in femoris. That tells us it's a quad muscle. So I know the Latin is tricky. Biceps femoris, biceps brachii. It's because it has 2 heads. Bi. Yeah. But biceps femoris in the leg. Biceps brachii right in here. Good job. You didn't get screwed up on that. I'm proud of you. All right. Let's take a look at the muscle labeled number 5. Labeled number 5. What you got? I think the video helped. Yes, Jessica. Yes, Riva. Good, Soph. Nice, Betsy. Alicia, yes. Lynn, yes. Very good. Yes, Shatrice. And yes to Namika. Namika's in Trey's iPad. Good. Let's take a peek. And yes, that is the triceps brachii. And I liked it that he told us that it has made a little horseshoe because we can see it in the anatomy here. All right. Identify the muscle labeled as number 6. Number 6. It's a little bit trickier. It helps with the flexion of the arm. Helps with flexion of the arm. A little bit of this movement too. Ooh, we got all sorts of answers. Let's take a peek. Very good. Very good. This is a muscle we don't talk about a lot, but we've talked about it a lot in class. The brachioradialis. Yes, it is. Nice to know it flexes the arm, but it also helps with opening, supination and pronation. So supination in your supine, you're getting a bowl of soup, right? Pronation. Supination, hold the bowl of soup, we're turning our hand up. Pronation. Just a review on the movements there. All right, identify the muscle labeled as number 7. Did you realize you knew all these muscles? You know, look at you going for it. Very good. I see these coming in. Yes. Now, I toyed with having, the correct answer is pectoralis major, and I toyed with having pectoralis minor in there. We can't see minor in this picture, but it's right up in the corner. You can touch it on your own body. This is like that little area right here at the armpit as it turns into, there's my little cursor, there we go, at the armpit as it turns into the shoulder. That's where the pec minor is located. Ooh, this should say number 8. Please identify the muscle that is labeled number 8, not number 3, number 8. We're on question number 8. So right in here, so be careful. Ooh, I think this is completely wrong slide. I think this slide should have been out. Hold, please. Hold, please, while I check the PowerPoint. Let's see. There we go. Back to our, all right, so what were your guys' answers? Just wondering. Yeah, okay. So give me the answer that you think it is, the muscle that you saw. What do you think it is? Let me share my screen. We're back in business. There you go. So number 8. It was the same image I wanted to use. So number 8, what you got? What you got? It's the toughie. What you got? Oh, we got lots of answers. All right. Yes. Boy, you guys are on fire today. Yes, it is serratus anterior. Serratus anterior. And because it is so close to these muscles here, I wanted to show you, maybe later, I wanted to show you the comparison of those two muscles, which we'll do in a minute. Oh, we're going to do it when we do the obliques. Okay, so stay tuned. Stay tuned. All right, and so let's go ahead and identify the muscle that is now located number 9. Try to get us out of the way here. Where is there? There we go. Number 9. Number 9. Right here. Number 9. All right, in the chat, what you got? Number 9. Now, ooh, we got a few different answers. Let's take a look. So let's see what number 9 is doing here. We're talking about this right here. And then these little tendrils. So this muscle right here. Let's take a look. Okay, good. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, careful, careful. All right, yeah. All right, I want to make sure that Reva had a chance to rethink. Yes, 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 yes. Good. All right, take a peek. Rectus Abdominis. Some people saw Rectus Femoris and was like, boom, Rectus Femoris. But again, where is rectus femoris. Where is our rectus femoris? It's in the name. Yes, very good. Femoris, it has to do with the femur, right? Just like we saw biceps femoris. Rectus, actually in this case, femoris is a leg muscle. Rectus abdominis, right here, abdominal, ABDOM, abdominal. Let's go ahead and identify the muscle known as number 10. So number 10, right here on the side. Yes, you can see it. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, nice. Alicia was first in. Lynn, there you go. Shatrice, Trey, Reva, Betsy, great. And this is not a speed test. This is a imprinting test, an imprinting quiz. Yes, I like it. So right in here, take a peek. That's the obliques, right? So the obliques, that's when you just got to memorize. It has nothing to do with rectus anything, right? It's just simply the obliques. So those are our abdominal muscles. Obliques are atop of our abdominal muscles, and I believe I threw that in here. So we can see it really more clearly here. And then right up in here. But let's take another look at the difference between the obliques and the serratus. Come back. So as you can see, the obliques are a part of the abdominal movers, the trunk movers. Whereas serratus anterior actually helps with like a swim stroke and a pull through, a swim stroke. So just see the difference in the location. They touch, but they do different movements. Yes, the wing muscle. Exactly. Thank you, Lynn. The wing muscle. Some people think of the traps also because they pull out, but the boxer muscle, exactly. In our video, right? So boxing, right? The boxer muscle. Also, when you throw a grenade was in our video. Those are the movements of the serratus anterior. All right. Let's identify the muscle named as number 11. Right in here, number 11. Very good. Let's see. I like it. I like it. I'm seeing a lot of the right answers. Very good. Yes, you guys, glutimus maximus. We've got glutimus medius. That's about right in here, under the max, and then minimus up in there. And yeah, okay. Let's take a look and identify the muscle that is number 12. Right here, right superficially, goes right into the tendon of the kneecap, part of the quad. Let's see. Very good. Yes. All righty, you guys. Yes, yes, yes. Very good. Ooh, one more. Everybody's in agreement. It is rectus femoris. This is the one we just saw, rectus femoris. And not to be mistaken with the other quadricep muscles. Quadricep being 4 muscles, that's quadricep. Yes, and the last one, good. All right. And I believe we're gonna, okay, let's take a look at where these are. I thought we were about to take a little break. So this is the anatomy of the leg. So here is our last rib. Here is the crest of the ilium. These are all important. So I stuck this slide in because you see how this is quadratus lumborum? Even though it says quadratus, it is not a quadricep. This is a lower back muscle. Not seeing it great here, but Happy to show you that another time. The crest of the ilium. If you take your hands and you put them on your hips, at the top of those, right at the top of your hip bones, right? So at the top of the hip bones, on your hips, that is the top of the crest of the ilium. Yes, quadratus lumborum sometimes is, in our vernacular, in your SOAP notes, you may say QL, but it is absolutely a lower back muscle. It's a trunk flexor. Crest of the ilium, hands on hips, right? If you can imagine, crest of the ilium. And here, it's worth noting that inside that little tuck, on the inside, is the iliacus. All right. Now, we move down on this lower leg, and you see right here, in the indent of the hip. So here's the hip, indenting of the hip is the TFL, tensor fasciae lata. Lovely place to work on your clients. In fact, if you're doing a cross body type of stroke, lovely. So think about your body mechanics. You're reaching for the IT band, not pictured here because it's not a muscle, but IT band. Nice stroke across the leg. So you're on the opposite side of the table, reaching across. Go ahead and go right on up that IT band. And what you'll find is this yummy little spot called the TFL, the tensor fasciae lata. Lovely to work around the hip bone. Work that IT band right up to the top. I find it a little difficult to work on the same side of the table on the IT band because it's really lateral, very, very lateral, the most lateral. So tensor fasciae lata, and here's our rectus femoris, right? So vastus lat, vastus med. What does that tell you? Right? Vastus lateralis, out here on the lateral edge. Vastus medialis, right there. And you may hear some bicyclists talk about the VMO. Exactly, lateral side, lateral, medial side, middle. The VMO, the vastus medialis, is where a lot of bicyclists get a big muscle. It's very involved in the stabilizing leg during the down phase of a bicycle movement. Rectus abdominis, obviously abdominal muscle. But while we're here, the patella ligament is beneath the patella. The vastus, this is the quad tendon. Remember, a tendon brings a muscle to a bone. Quad tendon or the patella tendon. Patella ligament, bone to bone. So kneecap to tibia. Patella ligament below. Patella tendon above. And Sartorius comes right across the leg here. It's that little crazy muscle. Gracilius is our most inside muscle here. And if you can talk about these other, psoas major, this isn't a great picture of it, but it is worth saying that it does go from the posterior to the anterior. The psoas major starts at the last rib, comes through here, attaches actually at the lesser tubercle of the femur. So, good. You'll need to know about the patella ligament. It was on my test. Ooh, you absolutely can say that. Yep. It was, yeah. So the patella ligaments, yep. You can see right down here. Thanks for that, Alicia. Bone to bone ligaments. So on the bottom, bone to bone patella ligament. Patella tendon is the tendon that attaches it to the quads. All right, let's see. I think we are yes. Time for a little break. I know you guys are enjoying the muscle review, but I want to just make sure that we're not overloading with the content. So For this part of our class, we're going to take some questions. Let's get some feedback. I'm going to go to our gallery view. You can feel free to turn on your camera if you'd like. But go ahead and shoot some questions into the chat. And this is the amount of slides that I prepared for you today. I thought we would actually take more time. So we've got some time for Q&A. What's on your mind? What's been going on? All right. So we do have a question. All right. I know. Yes, the muscles are a little tricky. Thank you for this feedback. I appreciate it. So you had a question about the lower leg muscles that pump to the heart. Sure. Let's speak to that. So the reason that we talk about the lower leg muscles being a pump, I'll get to you, Betsy, in just a moment. The reason we talk about the lower leg muscles being like a pump, like the heart. So the heart is a muscle and it pumps. It's a part of the autonomic nervous system. It pumps on its own. We don't have to think about it. It just pumps, right? And it brings our blood. If your heart's beating that fast, it's a little too fast. So bump, 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 bump. That muscle contraction has the blood flow out to the body. It actually pressurizes the arteries, the veins, the capillaries with that movement, with that pumping action, pumps the blood out. Now our extremities sometimes get feeling a little swollen. So think about, the feet or the ankles. And we're looking at gravity here. At the bottom of our body, we do not have a pump. So at the bottom of our body, we need a way for that blood to get back up the leg, right? So in yoga practices, one of the ways they encourage blood flow back up the leg is through legs up the wall. How many of you guys have heard of legs up the wall? Feel free to put that in the chat. Let's see what we've got. So if you can imagine, you're sitting on the floor with your hip against the wall. Imagine you swing your legs up the wall, laying your back flat on the floor. I like to do this with a yoga mat. So a yoga mat right up against the wall, but I sit on it perpendicular. And then as I go to lay down on the yoga mat, my legs go up the wall. That actually brings that blood flow right back down the leg using gravity. Now, if we don't do that, the only way our body has to move that blood back up the leg is through the contraction of the lower leg muscles. That's a voluntary thing. In fact, point and flex your foot. Point and flex. Point and flex. Flex and extend. Flex and extend. Flex and extend. Yeah. So when you flex and extend, and as we saw that plantar flexion, pushing down on the gas, plantar flexion, dorsiflexion, up, take your foot off the gas. Plantar flexion, dorsiflexion. Those types of movements move that blood back up the leg. So Alicia, that's what we're talking about when we talk about having the lower leg muscles being the pump that brings that blood back up the legs so that it can get into the flow that is produced from the heart. So it's the opposite ends. Hope that makes sense. All right, let's take a look. All right, Betsy had put a yoga block under your sacrum bone and put your legs up. Sophie's done some yoga. That's a lovely, yes, it's lovely, lovely, lovely. Putting a yoga block right under your sacrum. Yeah, just again, a lovely position. And also in yoga practice, it says that when we do legs up the wall, that this helps with insomnia. It helps to produce even deeper sleep. Yeah. All right, question. We need to know the actions of each muscle, right? Like every action for each or just generally? Betsy, this is a question from Betsy. You need to know the major muscles, the major muscle anatomy, and the major muscle action is very helpful. There are 11 questions on anatomy and physiology. There are 14 questions on kinesiology. Kines is the movement of the muscle, but it's also, kinesiology is also not just what does this muscle do? In kinesiology questions, the movement of that muscle could be in a client situation. The client had a client assessment type question where the client has pain in their right hip, upon walking. Upon extension, the client has pain in the right hip. So what is extension? What muscle is doing that extension? So in those ways, the major muscles are the ones that you're going to need to know the actions, not all of them. All right, let's go down to, yes, you will master this. I agree, Shireen, you will. And it's going to be so fun because you're going to have so much knowledge that you're bringing to the massage table. Isn't the soleus considered the second heart? In some ways, yes. That was Lynn, in that for just that reason, in that the soleus and the gastroc are the two muscles. Even that gastroc makes the heart, right? So those two muscles together pump the blood back up the legs. Question about supination of the arm. Thank you, Charlotte. It's supination already when we do in anatomical position. So it is technically, that is an interesting question. So if you are in anatomical position, you are neither supinated nor pronated. You are flat. You will move into supination by turning your palms up. In anatomical position, you move into prone position by putting your palms down. So anatomical position is neutral. We go into supination, turning the palms up. Pronation, turning the palms down. Interesting question. Thanks. Okay, good. You have heard of legs up the wall. Oh, good. Yes. So if you do yoga every day, good for you. I hope to do that. All right. And yes, so good, Alicia. I think you get it now. Yes, supination of the arm is basically what we do in anatomical position when you need major muscles. No, so the ones we looked at today, we only looked at 12 muscles. I have about 100 that are going to go on the list for you guys. So thank you, Betsy, for asking. Those are not the only ones. It's the ones we got through today. I thought we would drill down 2 to 3 minutes on each muscle, but we'll do this again. In fact, I'll go ahead and prepare another set of 12 muscles for you. To add to this video, so this will be part A, part 1, and then there'll be a part 2, and maybe even a part 3, because there are about 100 of the major muscles that, in my opinion, it would be good for you to know. And to be honest, based on what I've seen, you guys know like a solid 50 or 60 of these muscles. Yeah, for real. And what I'll do is I'll also combine the bones in there because let me go ahead and, did I leave this? I think I left it up. Yes. In this, let me not do that. That's the wrong, there we go. In the anatomy quiz, if you go to this registerednursern.com site, in fact, we can go ahead and do some more questions. We've got time. I'll go ahead and include some more questions on here. Let me, some more questions. We're just doing it right from her site. My questions were a little different, but let's see. Maybe we can do the actions. Okay, yeah, no, absolutely. Let's do the actions. Yes, we'll, absolutely. And I'll try not to be doing like this so that you can actually see them. Yeah, all right. So let's go over. So we went through, let's see. So identify the muscle labeled number 13 above. Let's go ahead and look at muscle number 13. Here we go. Ooh, all right. Ooh. Keep that muscle in your mind and let's go down. This is why I prepared a PowerPoint. Number 13 in that diagram. Is it A, rectus femoris, B, vastus intermedius, vastus lateralis, vastus medialis? Those are our answers. All are in the region. And let's go ahead and boom. And you know what? Yes, you guys are absolutely right. Vastus lateralis, because at the end of your quiz, you can come right down here to number 13. The answer is, boom, vastus lateralis. There you go. All right, this is gonna be a little tricky, but we're gonna do it since we have time, yay. All right, identify the muscle labeled as number 14 in the diagram. We'll go down. 14, number 14. Here we go. Ooh, guys, we just went over this. Yeah, okay. Very good, number 14, rectus femoris, vastus intermedius, vastus lateralis, vastus medialis. What you got? Boom, 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 boom. Oh, you guys are good. We're going to say vastus medialis. That's the major. And in number 14, you'll see indeed, vastus medialis. Yes. All right. And then let's go to number 15. Ooh, a posterior muscle right in here. So here are our hamstrings. The attachment point is the ischial tuberosity. What you got? Number 15. Let's go ahead and put the answer in. Is it biceps femoris, biceps brachii, semimembranosus, semitendinosus? Using our test taking strategy, we know it's not B, right? Biceps brachii. So we got biceps femoris, semimembranosus, semitendinosus. Take a peek, number 15. All right, let's go to what we got. Ooh, we got a few. We got A and D on this. We got A and D coming in. Let's go ahead and take a peek. Number 15. The answer is biceps femoris. Now, so how are we going to remember that? What's a mnemonic tool that we can use, biceps femoris? Because they're all hamstring muscles, right? The three that we had left. That's why it's a little tricky. So biceps femoris, semitendinosus, semimembranosus. If we're getting this detailed, to be honest, biceps femoris is going to be the one you're going to want to know. It is, so it's easier to tell you semitendon, semimembranosus. So semitendon, semimembran are both interior muscles. Semimembranosus, semitendinosus. Biceps femoris, right on out here. All right.
I've always remembered it, semimembranosus is medial, like more medial. So then it goes
membranosus.
Yep. And then biceps femoris is always the
lateral. Yep.
Yeah.
So what we can do with that, Alicia? When we do our biceps brachii, we're lateral, right? So the biceps brachii, if we're being muscle man, biceps brachii are lateral. Biceps femoris also lateral. Thank you for that. And semimembranosus medial, M for medial.
Yep.
Excellent. Thank you for that. All right. We're doing number 16 next. So let's take a look. Number 16. Ooh, we may have just answered our own question right here. So let's go down. Number 16. What do you got for answers? Oh, let's see. Let me give you some answers. Number 16. Ooh. Can't really do that right. I think you can see it. All right. So is it semimembranosus, semitendinosus, biceps femoris, or vastus lateralis? Good way to remember. Yeah, that's so, yay. Okay. Semimember medial. Yes, semimember medial. Semitendon is in the center. All right, so let's see. Yes, because it was in the center. Boop, and we can see the answer. Semitendinosus. All right, we can't. Try to cheat a little here for you. Try to make it easier. All right, let's go. Number 17. Number 17, right in here. So let's go back to our answer. So number 17, we've got only 2 more to do. Oh, and time is there. So identify the muscle labeled as number 17 in the diagram. It is our most medial hamstring muscle. So A, rectus femoris, B, semitendinosus, C, semimembranosus, D, vastus lateralis. Boom, 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 boom. We just got it. Membranosus, medial. We're going to scoot down to our answer. Thanks for your patience with this. And boom, semimembranosus. Yes, yes, yes. I'm going to turn off my video here for just a moment because my internet is going a little cuckoo. Probably because it's trying to play that song. All right. And finally, last, number 18. All right. So you see on number 18, you guys know this one. You got lats, trapezius, semitendinosus, or gastroc. So number 18, what you got? Boom, boom, boom. Excellent. Yay. Yes, Alicia, you check pop up everyone. Thank you, Betsy. All right. And D. Yes, yes, yes. And indeed, it is the gastrocnemius. Yes. So just to confirm the gastroc, boom, gastrocnemius. So there's all sorts of these quizzes you can take on the site. And the next one we're going to incorporate, look at all these quizzes. You don't need to take all these, all right? You're going to go down to anatomy. And the next one we're going to do is the bone quiz, the skeletal muscle quiz. Oop, not skeletal muscle, the skeletal quiz. Anyhow, bone types quiz. That's what we're going to do. Boom, bada boom. So all sorts of things that you can study from that particular site. So I found it very beneficial for us. Ooh, let me go ahead. I'll turn on my video again and say that's our class for today. Feel free. Let's field a few questions. Yay! All right. Hey. Very good. Let's go ahead to our speaker, our gallery view. Good to see you guys. Woo! Yay! All right, you guys can turn on your cameras. Yeah, all right. Well, you know what? I'm going to say a quick goodbye to those people who are watching the video. Have a great rest of your day. My name again is Jodi Scholes. It's my pleasure to be your instructor and for the MBLEx review class.